What is going on to the AMC stock group? Guys, in this video, we have to talk about the FUD. We have to talk about the fear, the uncertainty, and the doubt that sometimes surrounds AMC stock. And when I mean sometimes, guys, I am talking about continuously, especially when AMC stock has one red day. It's like everyone starts talking about AMC stock when it has one red day, when it goes to the downside, and all the other days when it decides to go to the upside, when it decides to go completely parabolic. No one wants to talk about AMC, and let me tell you why. It is because the people that decide to talk negatively on AMC stock when it has one red day, those are the people that decide to bet against AMC stock, and that is how they make their money. Those people are called short sellers. Now, there are many people betting against AMC stock right now, guys. The short interest just continuously increases over time. This is nothing new. And so, therefore, when there is FUD, like why Black Widow is terrible news for AMC stock, at first it may be very fearful and some may even panic because it doesn't make any sense. We all thought that AMC stock actually benefited from a lot of movies like Black Widow, and so we all thought therefore that AMC stock would actually start having better fundamentals on the balance sheet. But when there is news like this, it is actually very confusing because no one knows is AMC actually benefiting from a lot of these movies. And so I am here to tell you guys, and remember, this is just my opinion. I am not a financial advisor, but in my opinion, you guys need to block out the FUD. And in the future, I think that there is going to be a lot more FUD surrounding AMC stock. And this is because right now, AMC stock, and not AMC stock, but just the general market, is very uncertain. And why is the general market uncertain? That is because there is a lot of macroeconomic levels that a lot of people do not know about. For example, the Federal Reserve and their tapering, how they're going to handle inflation. Now, I know AMC stock does not have a significant parallel with the general market, right? AMC stock likes to go up or down in share price by itself, and it usually does not have a major correlation with any of the indices. However, going forward, it would not surprise me if a lot more negative news articles start surrounding this stock simply because there will be a lot more people betting against AMC stock in the future. And so when I was invested into AMC stock when it was around $5 a share, $10 a share, $15 a share, that was a time where instead of people talking about how one movie would be terrible news for AMC stock, right, Black Widow, that was actually the time when a lot of people were talking about the fundamentals of AMC stock. So it's like every day is a different negative catalyst for AMC stock. And it is unfortunate, right? It is unfortunate because a lot of us, we are long-term investors of the stock. Instead of betting against the stock, we actually have our long-term positions, right? We are not planning on selling this, rather we are in this stock for the movement. And so when I was invested into AMC stock around the $5 to $15 range in the beginning, a lot of people were talking about how the price to earnings ratio on this stock was terrible. A lot of people were talking about how the price to sales ratio on this stock was not the best. And I already knew all of that, guys. I knew that AMC stock was not fundamentally in the best situation. And the balance sheet also demonstrated that as well, right? So that was not new news at all. However, that was what everyone was talking about. That was what CNBC continuously talked about. And that is why AMC actually had a lot of negative catalysts surrounding it because everyone wanted to start talking about the fundamentals and no one wanted to start talking about the movement behind it, even when there was another stock like GameStop that was actually very similar to AMC stock and had a very similar movement and momentum behind it. So if I had listened to the news back then, I would not have been invested in AMC stock right now. And obviously, I'm very thankful that I decided to keep my position. I'm very thankful that I decided to block out all the FUD surrounding this stock because if it were not for me blocking out all the noise, then I would not have been invested in this stock right now. And right now, in my opinion, I think that I have a lot of AMC shares and I have yet to sell my shares because, as I said before, I'm planning on holding the stock for my long term price targets. But I'm just saying, if I did not block out the noise, who knows that I would still or still not have any AMC shares. So I'm trying to let you guys know that if you guys have had a plan for AMC stock since the beginning, so whenever you first invested into AMC stock, whatever your plan was, whether to keep it for 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, or until it reached your price target, if there is news like why Black Widow is terrible news for AMC stock, or if there's news how the price to earnings ratio or the price to sales ratio for AMC stock is terrible, I think that you guys should focus on your initial goals and plans for the stock. But I'm not a financial advisor, that is just my opinion. And so let's finally go ahead and talk about why Black Widow is terrible news for AMC. And just right off the bat, guys, I do not think that Black Widow was terrible news for AMC whatsoever. Now, in this article, one of the key points that this author talks about is how Black Widow was more profitable through Disney Plus than regular theaters. And so Black Widow set a new record, bringing in $80 million for AMC stock. And so Disney also took home more than $60 million off of Disney Plus, selling the movie at a premium of $30. And so basically the main thesis or the main point that the author tries to convey is that Disney gets to keep all of its profits through Disney Plus compared to a lot of movie theaters where they must split the revenue 60% to 40% or 50% to 50%. So, in other words, Disney only got $48 million from AMC stock, which was less than the $60 million from Disney Plus. That is a problem for AMC stock. Well, this author and the article is not talking so much about AMC. They are talking about extremely future potential problems for AMC stock, meaning how there may be some future conflicts between Disney Plus and AMC, simply because Disney Plus would do better on its own rather than getting help from AMC, because through Disney Plus, Disney was able to generate much more money. And so this is not a near-term problem for AMC stock. And so at first, as I said before, this could cause a lot of people to panic. These are the types of fear, uncertainty, and doubt that can really cause some AMC investors to decide that I don't want to be investing in this stock anymore. And so that is obviously not the best for AMC stock. And so we need a lot more bullish news for AMC. However, there's obviously going to be more bearish news compared to bullish news for AMC stock just because a lot of people betting against this stock. I mean, that is how they make their money, right? They make their money when there is a lot of FUD. So they make their money when the stock price decides to go down. And so ultimately, my last few points would have to be that AMC stock did a tremendous job with partnering with Disney Plus because they were able to generate $80 million. Now, could this be a potential problem in the future? 100%. But what does this do right now, guys? Right now, this strengthens the fundamentals. This strengthens the balance sheet for AMC. And what I was trying to say before is that when a lot of us invested in this stock because we were doing technical analysis on the stock, we thought AMC had a cup and handle formation, etc., etc., there was a lot of FUD. And right now, there is still a lot of FUD. And so even back then, the price did drop significantly. It went from $20 all the way to $6 and $5. It went back up and then it went back down. So therefore, when I said AMC stock has a probability of going to $30 a share, I'm not saying it will. However, these are the types of news that can really make some investors decide I do not want to invest in the stock. So what I'm trying to say is that we need much more bullish news. However, if we do see a drop to $30 a share, I'll just probably dollar cost average. And so I'm not saying that this one news will 100% make AMC go back to the $30 level. No, in fact, I don't think that this news will have any major effect on AMC stock in terms of a share price. However, this is going to cause maybe some investors to get a little bit more fearful, have a little bit more panic, and may make some investors decide, okay, I don't want to invest in the stock anymore. And that is not what we need right now. However, what I'm trying to say is that if you guys have been invested in this stock and if you guys follow your initial thesis, your initial plan, I think that you guys will be better off than any other AMC investor because that concept right there saved me a lot. And it definitely helped me back then because with that concept, I was able to keep my AMC shares because I had that conviction and because I kept my initial thesis. In the beginning, I always said how I wanted to invest in the stock because of the movement. And if it was not for that initial plan of keeping the AMC shares because of the movement behind it, I do not know if I would have the amount of shares that I have today of AMC stock. I probably would still have AMC stock, but maybe not the amount of shares that I have today. So with that being said, guys, thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.